party, did he? Just kept himself head down. Wasn't about stardom. Wasn't about getting himself front and centre. Just wanted to be the best professional he could be. And did he have some wins? I mean, you look at the players that this guy knocked over. There's been some very good ones in there.
Yeah, 10 top 10 wins, 5 against top 5 opposition. Most notably, Federer at the Australian Open back in 2015. That was after he beat Nick Kyrgios. Correction. Nick, 2 years later, it was in the following match that he lost to Kyrgios after having match point. Don't want to get those two confused. So you go from this incredible ecstasy of beating Federer to having an epic against Kyrgios in Australia, match point up, and you lose. 2 days later, you feel gone after one of the best wins of your career. That's the brutality of tennis, folks. Oh, he's done well to manage that net play.
Actually, a lovely note, wasn't there, from Fabio Fognini on Instagram that he put when Seppi officially retired. He said, "You've always pushed me. You've pushed me to be better each time we faced each other." Lovely words, not something you would necessarily associate with Fabio, but he knows just... I mean, they were kind of the salt and pepper, weren't they, of Italian tennis?
Yeah, they were.
I mean, you couldn't get two further personalities apart. Combustible Fabio and the calm Seppi.
A pro's pro. Of course, one win as well against Rafael Nadal, beat him in Rotterdam. I think you sleep pretty well at night knowing that in your career you've beaten Federer and Nadal.
Oh, what a bit of skill that was, just to draw the German to an uncomfortable part of the court.
This deciding point, receiver's choice.
He had some good viewing on a snowy winter's day in Colorado, that is, isn't it? Those highlights.
It certainly is, Nick.
Yes, what a beautiful pass.
Eagles. One game on.
Seppi holds.
Yep, there's that cross-court approach. So often pay the price. And you can hear Nick Kyrgios in the background there. Welcome back, he says, after seeing that forehand. Back from retirement.
Worth mentioning Massimo Sartori as well, and the role that he played in Seppi's career, isn't it?
15 love.
Yeah, the man who coached him for so long. Of course, the man who discovered Yannick Sinner as well. Hello to Riccardo Piatti, to this young talent up north.
Holds. 30 love.
And when he lands that first serve, he gets so many free points off of it.
$40-15. Okay.
So coming down pretty prolifically in the early throws here. 2-1 for the Jet.
But just like the second I thought I would have any challenge. But she came to the realization quickly. I don't.
Okay, let's see you. Clap your hands up and...
This was actually due to come back in September. We actually put her on German colours in Davis Cup, but just wasn't quite able to compete. A little bit of a setback, so that kept him out for a couple more months. Andreas Seppi then playing his first match of the week here. Might be his last, the way things are going as well. In terms of the team setup.
Love 50.
I think when you talk about Seppi's career, you've also got to consider that his serve was pretty average, wasn't it? Let's be brutally honest about it. By the standards of men's tennis, he didn't get a ton of free points over the course of his career, which again says a fair bit about the rest of his game.
I'm not kidding, Nick.
15-all.
I mean, for a while there was a theme amongst some of the Italian players. So Filippo Volandri was another one who springs to mind.
$30-15. $40-15.
Never really looked like giving it enough elevation.
40-30.
That's nice.
Game.
Such a good shot against the German to get him down low.
2게임에서
Force him to take on a bit too much risk. Seppi gets 2 tough holds under his belt.
Love 50.
He's just fallen out to the top 10. Well, there's the German after his 6-month absence.
Let's for serve.
Will qualify for protected ranking if he so chooses, Nick. He's been out for longer than 6 months. Yeah, if a player is out between 6 and 12 months,
15-0.
then the protected ranking, they get either 9 tournaments or 9 months to use that protected ranking. And that is determined by the player's average Emirates ATP rankings position during the first 3 months of his injury. And by the way, if you are out for longer than 12 months, then you get even further dispensation. You get to use your protected ranking for 12 tournaments or over a 12-month period, rather than the 9 months and 9 tournaments if you're out for lesser amount of time. Yeah, it's good old court tennis, using his long levers to good effect.
Right through him. Not much of a bounce, but
Hawks.
Yeah, it's another game ticked off for the Hawks as they close in.
Hawks lead 3-2.
so low off the track. It's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. Whenever you have those moves where you feel like, okay, on that side, let's see what's going to happen there. Same on his serve, be a little bit lower. He's more a slider, right? It's more.
Midway through the first set, who is behind Andreas? Let me hear.
I was going to ask, how do you find the court? Can you see okay? Or...
And who's behind Alexander? Let me hear out there. Clap your hands, do your dance moves, show me your energy, Dubai.
It's coming like 5, 6. The slower the ball,
Time.
the more difficult it is. Otherwise, for the baseline, it's okay. So that's lower the service. The timing is the other way. Missing a little bit of time. The instinct is big.
Young and old, they have come to support the tennis this week at the very first edition of the World Tennis League. Andreas Seppi serving 2-3. Well, you heard him say at the change of ends how low the ball is staying at times on this court. Not ideal for him, given his height.
Very low. Too low.
It's good stuff.
Eagles. 3 games over.
If you work with us earlier on, we were discussing his longevity in terms of majors. 66 he played in succession. It's a heck of an innings.
Yeah, third on the Open Era list of consecutive majors played, behind Feliciano Lopez and Fernando Verdasco. 808 matches. Whew, it's a lot.
And when you've played 808 matches, you tend to see the ball pretty well where it lands.
Yep.
And he wasn't happy with that one.
I mean, Zverev's got a big enough serve as it is already. He's probably thinking to John Blom, doesn't need an inch or two more.
Correction, boys, please. Replay the point.
Time he jumps in.
Live. $40-15. Game.
A towering delivery.
Eagles.
Perfect.
Hawks lead 4 games to 3. New balls, please.
Those two have been practicing a lot together this week, Team and Zverev.
Not coming up, and can you look at his serve? There's not a lot of bounce to it anyways there. It's kind of, it just sort of slides it in there. Doesn't come from a huge height, so on a slightly lower bouncing court, that adds to the difficulty of it. In terms of just a contact point for Zverev, who, being as tall as he is, obviously it's a fair way down.
Yeah, light spins. Thank you.
There's too many of those. Backhand is normally rock solid. Hence the reaction afterwards. Be a great guy to chat to with Andreas Seppi about all the players of this generation. He's played against all of them: Murray, Nadal, Djokovic, Federer. Martin Del Potro, you name it. He's locked horns with them. Stan Wawrinka, David Ferrer. Nikolai Davydenko, I mean, how good was he in his pomp?
It's a fascinating aspect to coaching, isn't it, Rob? Because if he did go back into coaching, he obviously has a lot of data of which to call upon, but the player ultimately has to have the skills to be able to deliver on the data, doesn't he, or she?
15-40.
You can have all the data you want. You can have the best information. If you can't execute, it does not mean anything. How often do we say that, Nick?
Chances to break here. Data analytics certainly playing a greater part in this sport than perhaps ever before.
Game.
And it's a loose one from Seppi. First time today the level has just taken a dip. And this means
Hawks lead 5 games to 3.
If he can hold here and take the set, he will seal victory in the tie for the Hawks right here.
And of course the best part about that is the additional 5 bonus points that they get.
Love. 15.
It's such a heavy serve. He's got the pace, but he's also got the bounce.
You mentioned that first serve percentage, Rob, how high it can often be, and it's the same today.
It's almost at 80% first serves in. It's unbelievable.
And uncomfortable as well for opposition. And these are points to take the Hawks out of sight.
Had a lot of swing on it. It's tracking towards that center service line. Sash wants an overall. He's not going to get it. He's got another set point though.
Juice deciding points. Steve's choice.
Well, he needs to call on that 80% first serve percentage right now.
Oh, it's caught the line.
Eagles.
Would you believe it?
Hawks lead 5 games to 4.
As though the kites were going to be moving on. Andreas Seppi says, hold on.
You're glad that it's deuce point 1 point. Yeah. So I didn't even think about going there either. I was like, that's okay. So winning game. I need to walk there. Let me just see. No, but also anyway, like I'm returning better on this side, and it's I think for anyway like best angle. I knew that he was going to make his feet now. That's good. Give us another 25-second service back.
Okay, it's a crucial time in the set. It's time to get behind your team. Who's making the noise for the Eagles out there? Let me hear you. And who's making noise for the Hawks out there? Let me hear you.
Time.
Well, a bit of a significant plot twist here. Looked as though the script had been written as far as the Hawks were concerned for victory, but Zverev didn't do himself any favours there, did he? Let his opponent back in.
15-38.
Be careful here. Seppi, second serve at times in his career was an area that was very attackable.
Pressure goes. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, two tough calls. Time to regroup. He needs all the help he can get right now. Fire still burns bright for Seppi.
Proving a real source of frustration for Zverev at the moment. Just been that forehand wing that's leaked a few mistakes. Good coverage from Zverev. We're well accustomed to seeing that from him, side to side. Squeezes the space. This, of course, a set point. It's a set that will confirm victory for the Hawks out here.
6-4.
Andreas Seppi put up a good fight. And it's 6-4. Zverev takes it.
And that probably sums up Seppi's career in a nutshell against those with a bit more firepower than him, Nick. It's one thing being able to break them, but again, holding a serve after he has had a good break like he did against Zverev there. But Zverev bouncing back with considerable aplomb, as he tends to do so very well. And of course, that means that the Hawks now have an unassailable lead. Will garner a few more bonus points. That's guaranteed because they will got enough daylight between them and the Eagles to secure the win. The Eagles now trying to accumulate as many games as they possibly can. Kites and Falcons still to come a little later, so they'll have a match in hand. That is the current live standings. Applies the ties played. Of course, for the Hawks and the Eagles, that should read 2 3/4. Of course, we only update that number once we are complete.
Sun beginning to die down outside. There's the famous wheel. As Robbie was talking about, there are just sights and sounds in this city that blow your mind. There really are. It's a special place here in Dubai. The Dubai Eye, of course.
I wonder where they got that from.
Well, it's like the London Eye, but a bit warmer.
How beautiful is that? The sun is setting.
That drone footage, is that all? Obviously, it's all. What did you got there? No way.
That's a thing of beauty. Cruising angles and egos with that serve. Mum and Dad will be happy. I'll just be happy to see him back out on the tennis court.
After all those years of travel with both brothers. Of course, Misha had his fair share of injuries, didn't he, as well, to be fair? Never forget his win over Andy Murray in Australia.
Yes.
What a moment that was. Probably the biggest win in terms of individual in his career, I would have thought.
What year are you guessing that was?
Okay, I'm going to go 2016, would be a guess.
Love 15.
No earlier than 2016.
I thought it was 17.
Okay.
Let's have a look. It wasn't 16.
15.
It wasn't 16.
No.
It's a good job I didn't say that then.
Yeah. It was 2017. Made the quarterfinals that year at the Australian Open. Did Misha beat some good players along the way? John Isner, Andy Murray, all losing to Roger Federer in the quarterfinals.
It was his career high. Big bro.
15. 30.
There he is, 25 in singles.
His injuries actually came in the early part of his career, didn't they? He found a way to manage them. Out of the game for so long. city, isn't it? Dubai.
I love the way he just reset the point there with a chip down the middle. No panic. Wasn't trying to find an angle, was Zverev. Footwork wasn't quite there. The ball was too central to do anything meaningful with it. So, boom, just straight back down the middle. Keep it low. Don't give away an unforced error. Yeah, and I noticed it for the first time. There's a steely resolve and there's an edge to Felix that wasn't there before. And I can't help but...
Oh, that's a good finish. And it is Zverev that kicks on now with a set and a break advantage.
Hawks lead by 2 games to love.
Interested in the nonsense, and we need to see something. And I liked it.
Love 15.
That's a clever little chip as well from Seppi, isn't it? Under pressure there, that's a useful tool for any junior, skill to learn, isn't it?
Absolutely, Nick.
Under pressure, just that improvisation, put the ball in play, neutralize the situation.
Lottery.
To follow that, 2 o'clock start.
$15-13.
As he was telling us himself, he was pretty close to the top of the world rankings, wasn't he? End of last year. They were within sight. Oh, it's cheap.
15-14.
Again, just the pace of the first serve are troubling the Italian.
Receiver's choice.
Not sure that's on Mohammed Ramadan's playlist tonight, but he's coming up this evening, Rob. I'm sure Grace is good to go, as she has been post-tennis every evening. I know she's been robbing you of some much-needed sleep that you're very good at.
He wishes he could crank out a bit of Neil Diamond. There's the low bounce there. I'm just not getting up.
15 love.
Sometimes happens on an indoor court. Of course, there are individual pieces that get knitted together. We see it throughout the course of the indoor season. Sometimes you'll just get one block that's a little softer, or
yeah, this court was the one they actually had in Singapore, but the WTA finals, I was told. It's come from that event a few years ago.
It's been a favourite spot out wide on the juice side. That's more like it. Better net clearance, going over the highest part of the net.
30 all.
And you're going down the line. Just got to get that combination of top spin and side spin well calibrated.
When you look at the forehand take back, it's actually one of the bigger ones, isn't it? Oh, if you took the top 20 in terms of just the amount going on behind his body,
yep.
It's always been the way. Certainly one of the reasons why he does perhaps sit a little deeper than some players, just needs that extra bit of time on that shot.
30-40.
You look at someone like a Sinner, Fognini, Berrettini. I mean, look at that. Very sharp contrast between the two in terms of the production of the shot. Too good. The chip was inviting from Seppi, and he's broken once more, and that is becoming a little too familiar for his liking.
Hawks lead 3-1.
Zverev will be playing some team tennis, won't he, once again at the start of next season, just next week in fact. There's the German lineup for the United Cup. Rob, I know you were browsing some of the teams earlier on today. They got a formidable squad. Of course, much like this, it's going to be male and female participation.
And Zverev will partner Oscar Otter. On the female side, Laura Sigemund and Julie Niemeyer.
Okay.
And he should go in with a greater degree of confidence, given the way he's played here this week in Dubai. 4-1.
15 love.
He's trying to put the seal on victory here. Oh, Scott Davidoff, I think, getting in on the action there.
Yeah, don't want to mess with the boss. Also the CEO of the league.
Oh.
Got a fellow Boulder resident. I'll be seeing a lot of each other in the years to come.
Oh, brilliant. Wonderful reactions.
15 all.
Love the way he moved through the volley initially, but tell you what, some good hand skills from both players. He volleys well, does Zverev.
Interesting, isn't it, when you watch him play, Rob, because we've certainly watching Alcaraz this season, the transition from defense to offense has been marked, isn't it, in terms of how quickly he goes from that deep part of the court. Similar with Holger Rune. Quite the same for Zverev, is it, in terms of that sort of transition and urgency?
I almost think that Zverev is a bit more of a grinder from the back of the court. He's happy to engage in long rallies. I almost feel he's not as proactive as those other two names you mentioned there, in Rune and Alcaraz. Those guys' forehands are massive. They're always looking to get onto the forehand, where it's not the case with Zverev.
Yeah.
On occasions, he's happy just to sit back in the pocket and something down the middle, just take it on the backhand rather.
(40-30). Okay. Eagles, new balls, please.
Well, every game, as we know, in this format counts. And
Hawks lead 4 games to 2.
This match is gone from the Eagles, but I want to keep chipping away at their scoreboard. Put a bit of pressure on the kites tonight.
Love 15.
Yeah, you also couple the fact that it is a low bouncing court. Seppi hits the backhand very flat. There's no spin on this one, so it's not really moving up a whole lot into the hitting zone for Zverev.
15 all.
For a second there, Zverev thought it was going out, but looked like it was well in the end.
No, that one you can actually because it's very slow and very high. It's not that difficult to call that one.
Why didn't he call it?
Oh, because he doesn't call a lot of things today, to be honest.
Let's have a look here, shall we?
Oh no, it's well in. That is well in.
And Seppi's not going to miss that.
15,
He's just going to add to the frustration. Oh, Zverev may add to the game points tally as well. He's going to change rackets as well now. Let's throw a spanner in the works here.
$30-14.
Good second.
Starting point.
Seppi's going to change rackets as well, I think.
Receiver's choice. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Eagles are taking a 60-second timeout.
Okay, well, one of these is allowed. And that's just going to force this man to hold things up a touch.
Then normally he goes for TV. Like the ones before, I always went deep, but backhand is too good. He is going to the T serve.
Okay. You heard it.
Deciding point then. And we won't be listening to Rohan Bapano anytime soon.
Yeah, he's been drinking the same muti as what Zverev was. Zverev thought he had the magic potion when he was passing on some ideas to Dominic Thiem as to where Felix was going to serve on a deciding point on a break point. Didn't work out quite well.
The last change of ends of his career right now.
Oh, he didn't come in.
Of course, the second tie will begin pretty much immediately after this one, and there'll be a break of about 5-10 minutes.
Let's for set.
Oh, that's a clean finish. Change of direction.
$30-15.
Oh, he's in. Seppi can't quite believe the call. Just left enough of a gap.
30-40.
Trying something different. Never grimace. The Hawks a chance to complete victory. It's a win for the Hawks with something to spare in the end.
6-2.
Alexander Zverev overcomes Andreas Seppi.
Hawks lead 40 games to 24.
Last match of his career. Break sets, 4-2.
Good stuff. Had to keep his wits about him. Seppi always a tough out. Still the polishing that needs to be done in this game, but he's still got time. He's got a few tournaments to play as well before the Australian Open swings around. But Seppi gave him enough to think about. Put a lot of balls in play, gave a good account of himself, as we've come to expect over the decades from the Italian. So where does that put us as far as the table is concerned. By our calculations, the Hawks are almost there, but there are enough games out there for the Kites and the Falcons to still be in the mix. But it really depends on how the opening match and a bit goes in that initial encounter. But a good job in the end. The Hawks have done well. Some more bonus points for them, and they're sitting pretty with 106 points as their tally.
Yeah, their singles players for the Hawks have really delivered, haven't they? Elena right back in and Alexander Zverev. What a talisman for the squad he is. Let's hear what he's got to say with Adrian.
Sasha, congratulations. As you know, the WTL is all about games won, and you put a bit of space in between yourself and the other teams. You've gone to the top. We don't know if you're in the final, but you're perhaps 1 foot in. How'd you play out there today?
Yeah, I think the whole team can be very happy with how it went. And I think Jelena gave us a big advantage, and you know, I kind of capped it off a little bit, but I'm proud of everybody, and I think we have a very good chance of being here tomorrow, and hopefully we can lift the cup up.
We've got a special announcement in just a moment, but Andrea Seppi we're going to bring over. What was it like for you to play Andrea Seppi? As we know, he's now coming towards the end of a very long and successful career.
Yeah, I think I can imagine what the announcement is going to be, but I think everybody's happy for Andreas. He had an incredible career, a very long career with a lot of success, and obviously I think we as players all wish him nothing but the best in the upcoming life that is going to come for him. And yeah, I think it was very special for me being on the court with him one last time. He's beaten me a few times, so I'm happy to get the win. But yeah, I think this is his moment, so I'll stop talking now.
Well said and well played. Andrea Seppi, if we bring you up now, please welcome the Italian up to the mic. He has a very special announcement to make. Another strong performance out on court, but Andreas, your moment, what would you like to say to the people out there right now?
Oh no, I mean, I was just, pleased to be here, this event. I mean, it's some amazing players here, and to be part of, was very special for me. So, of course, thanks to everybody for supporting in all these years. I really, was fortunate to have such a long career, and I really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
So, retiring from the game, when did you start considering this decision? How long have you been thinking about making this really significant decision for yourself?
Oh, I think this year, I had I was starting to have some physical problems, every second match. So I knew that it's going to be tough to play back-to-back matches. Like one single match wasn't a problem, but the next day coming back was pretty tough. So I think at the US Open, I had to play three days in a row in qualis, and my body was just feeling like sore every day. So yeah, I think that was the moment when I decided to stop. And I mean, I'm 38, so I think it's a good age to stop.
Just one last question. So many successful moments, but one of the things we'll never forget is you played in 66 straight Grand Slam events, which is almost a record, third all time. What will you look back on your career before you move ahead? What will you remember most about your remarkable career?
I mean, there have been for sure some, not just one, special moment, but I think winning a title or the first title on grass is for sure a special thing. And as I said, playing in that many years in a row and being in a one top 100, I think that it's the thing I'm most proud of. So yeah, I think that's it. And maybe also beating once Roger at the Open wasn't that bad.
We'll look forward to seeing what comes next, but for now, Andrea Seppi retiring from the game of tennis. Put your hands together for the man from Italy, Andrea Seppi. What a career it's been.
Yeah, mixed doubles. It was Kyrgios and Andreescu. Got the Eagles off to a good start.
Good win. Elena right back in it meanwhile.
was
very good.
at full throttle for quite a period of this match.
I mean, she was just dictating of both wings. Nowhere for Garcia to hide. It was about as good as it gets from our backhander.
Yeah, Wimbledon champion beating the champion of the season-ending finale in Dallas. We're already halfway through the day, so get set for some more tennis. This is what's to come up, the Kites and the Falcons. It'll be Felix Auger-Aliassime alongside Sania Mirza. The Indian will take on Grigor Dimitrov and Paula Badosa. Iga Swiatek, the world number 1, unbeaten this week thus far. She'll take on Aryna Sabalenka. What a good contest they'll be. They played quite a few times this season.
Yeah, and then some big matches, haven't they, Nick?
Absolutely. And of course it was Swiatek that, Sabalenka that got that win at the end of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was. And of course the last match, we'll see Novak Djokovic take on Sebastian Ofner. And that'll be, as far as the men's singles final is concerned, that's how we'll round things up on Friday, the 23rd of December. All up for grabs tomorrow. That'll be the showpiece final.
It really is going to be a good one tomorrow as well. Will be coming up, this contest, probably in about 10 minutes from now. So while we wait, we'll take you back to yesterday. The Kites in strong position because of what their performance they produced yesterday. Dominic Thiem against Felix Auger-Aliassime. This was a good contest. We're going to join it at 4-2 in the second set breaker. Multiple wins, of course, over every member of the Big Four. Caliber and the quality of tennis he produced in the years leading up to that US Open win. Oh, wow. What a stunning return. Not an easy shot to hit the inside-out backhand from that position. He made it look routine. The one shot that is important to have against Felix, Rob, is the backhand line, isn't it? Because he likes to play so much of that tennis in the backhand corner.
Yes.
If you can take it there early, it does change the dynamic a little for him.
No question. No question about it. That's something that Holger Rune did so well in his march towards the title in Bercy against a lot of top tennis. And he beat 5 in a row, and that backhand down the line, devastating. Flat, hard, well disguised. Got guys off balance all the time.
Such soft hands from the Canadian again. I mean, the flight of this ball was absolutely perfect. Enough spin to be able to make it check. And a big point, that was quite the shot to deliver on.
never seen anything like it. That was peak team. Boom! That's not coming back.
Stern resistance then from the Hawks here. Oh, and he's found the perfect first serve to maybe steal this tiebreak. Father watching up. He's been coaching a few Austrians in his time, hasn't he? Dennis Novak's personal coach for quite some time.
That's right.
Change hands, please.
The one thing, again, we talk about the best players in the world and their ability to up their game on a big point. Well, how often has he found a big first serve tonight under pressure?
Well, he could lead it right now. Of course, at 6 apiece. It's all on the line right here. Remember,
first time this week.
Yep. You don't win by a margin of 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 6 points all, the next point is a deciding point, with the receiver to choose which side to receive from. 6 points all.
He's changing it up. He's been beaten a couple of times on the ad side with a deciding point. He's gone juice.
Match point and set point here, all in one. Never in doubt, was it? A first serve of note. And a frustrated look on the face of his opposition. Felix Auger-Aliassime, yet another victory in this World Tennis League. That was a good contest.
Get it done. Let's hear it for our winner.
It's the Kites
that one,
that stretched their leads. What a day it was for them. Yeah, that was a really good contest last night between Felix and Dominic team. Thoroughly enjoyable. High caliber stuff from both. Here are the WTL standings. Nick Lester alongside Rob Koenig here once again. These are live standings for you after the Hawks' sizable win today. Kites, of course, in good shape as well, and the Falcons with a lot to do tonight, no doubt about it. It's going to be a big ask for them, but
yeah, a monumental. Yeah, I think within a set, we will know whether the Falcons still have a chance of qualifying. So we'll keep a beady eye on those numbers as they evolve in the tie.
Absolutely. The Eagles, I think we can safely say, are probably going home. So that leaves us with just one more group match to play. Let's go downstairs, bring the teams on. It will be, as always, our man, Adrian Franklin.
Our teams are ready for night 5 of the WTL. The Kites are here and ready, led by team captain Peter Wessels. He's represented Austria in Davis Cup and has reached a career best 3rd round at Wimbledon. Please welcome Sebastian Offner. She's a 6-time Grand Slam doubles champion with the career high ranking of world #1 from India, Sania Mirza. She's a Grand Slam finalist and two-time semi-finalist with a career high ranking of world number 5 from Canada, Jeannie Bouchard. He is one of the best young players on tour. Last season, he started the year outside the top 100 and finished inside the world's top 10 from Denmark, Holger Rune. This man also had an incredible season, winning the ATP Cup and Davis Cup with Team Canada. He's also a US Open singles semi-finalist, Felix Auger-Aliassime. And at just 21 years of age, she's a 3-time singles Grand Slam champion. She is the #1 player in the world from Poland, Iga Świątek. And their opponents today, the Falcons, led out by team captain Younes El-Anaoui. She is a French Open quarter-finalist and World Tour Finals semi-finalist with a career high ranking of world number 2 from Spain, Paula Badosa. She is a 2-time Grand Slam doubles champion, a 2-time US Open singles semi-finalist from Belarus, Aryna Sabalenka. He is a 3-time Grand Slam semi-finalist and World Tour Finals champion. He's been world number 3. He's from Bulgaria. His name, Grigor Dimitrov. And he is one of the greatest tennis players we have ever seen, winning 21 Grand Slam singles titles, including a record 9 Australian Opens. From Serbia, please welcome Novak Djokovic. They are your Kites and Falcons. Night 5 of the WTL starts right now.
Yeah, 2 strong lineups once more for us to enjoy it. Younes El-Anaoui. Smile's never too far away from Younes's face, is it? This team have been strong. We thought they might beat Iga Świątek, of course. Their standout player with Felix Auger-Aliassime. They have got 2 players in very rich form. This is how things will unfold for us this evening. It'll be a mixed again to get the evening underway. Sania Mirza, of course, the former world #1 female doubles player. She'll take on Dimitrov and Badosa alongside the Canadian, and then we'll see, as we mentioned earlier on, Iga Świątek battle Aryna Sabalenka. It's going to be a really intriguing one, Rob. Looking forward to that.
Big hitting going on there, and they've played a couple of times already this year. But Świątek isn't giving up sets. Tell you what, she has been a tough out this year. And then, of course, Sebastian Offner stepping in to take on Novak Djokovic for the Kites and the deciding men's singles match.
Grigor's had to put in a bit of industry this week. In singles and doubles, he's been required.
Yeah. Hi. Hi, all the best.
Hey man, what's up? You alright?
I'm good.
Oh, come on.
Still alive.
Oh, come on.
Still alive. Ankit and Larissa, guys. Ankit will do the coin toss for us. You guys choose orange or blue. Blue for you, orange for you. It's blue.
What do you guys want?
Serve. Guys, a photo, please. Sania, photo.
Late change to the lineup. Even caught us by surprise, Rob. Holger Rune in the mix now tonight.
Yes, he wants a taste of the action.
He's been nursing a little bit of an injury in the last couple of days, but good to see him out here. Lacing it up for one more time. Well, this is a combination with a real mix of youth and experience, no doubt about that, isn't it?
Yeah, Sania Mirza, who has been there and done it on a number of occasions, 36 years of age now, and the twilight of her career. I was asking her about the season ahead. She said she's definitely playing Australia. She'll see how that goes. She decides to carry on playing for the rest of the 2023 season. She actually finished quite well this year, did Sania. Speaking about good finishes to the end of the season, Holger's was otherworldly. He became the first player in the Open era to beat 5 top tenors en route to a title. Beat them in a row in Bercy. What a week that was for him. Looking to build on it, of course. Dipped his toes in the top 10 for 2 weeks before Hubie Hurkacz just leapfrogged him at the tail end of the season after Turin was done and dusted. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see him at the sharp end of a lot of events. Plays well indoors, plays well on a clay court, former French Open junior champion. Given how good he is technically, I think he's not going to have too many problems adapting to play on a grass court.
Yeah, talking of French Open junior champions, here's another one.
You're looking fit and trim for the year ahead. This is when the players like to do a lot of hard graft. The block training that they do in the off season is designed to set them up for the next couple of months, and they'll choose strategically to take 3 weeks out of their calendar to build and work. It's one time of the year where you can really put in some heavy lifting and try and get rid of any niggles that you might have. Of course, when you've been around as long as Dimitrov has, you sort of know what works for you, how hard you need to go in the off season to prepare for the year ahead.
Bulgarian maybe in his early 30s now, but as we were discussed a few occasions, he still has aspirations to keep that ranking moving up, keep winning and competing for the big titles. That hasn't really happened for him in the last 4 or 5 seasons, is it, since he was able to win the Tour finals, no doubt the pinnacle of his career by some distance. As Yunus now works in Paris for the French Tennis Federation, and as he was telling us, he's actually got a new boss in the new year, so he better be on his best behavior. Ivan Ljubicic, of course, has just been announced as looking after the high performance side of French tennis.
And invest heavily in former players, don't they? And they generally bring a lot of the French players back into the fold. Peter Wessels, of course, was brought back into the fold in Dutch tennis for a while, under the auspices of Jacke Alting and Paul Harrace, who are now very much involved in Dutch tennis, heading up the federation there. But he's back here now coaching in Dubai. Fantastic player was Peter, top 5 junior if memory serves. Made the transition to the pro ranks pretty quickly. Used to be a regular practice partner for Roger Federer when Federer came to Dubai.
So the last match in the round-robin format here before we look forward to tomorrow evening's final of the World Tennis League. It's been a fun week here in Dubai, and let's hope these four players once again put on a good show. Holger Rune, hot property right now. I'll bring up with the former world number one. Dimitrov and Badosa have already got together this week. It'll be the Dane to begin.
Love 15.
Fascinating, isn't it, to see this guy this week with his coach Lars Christensen, the work that they do up close and personal.
30-15.
There he is, Lars.
Patrick, brought on board recently.
Absolute sponge, Holger Rune, isn't it, for information. Spoke well yesterday, didn't he, Rob, when we got to talk to him? Mentioned that win over Zverev, didn't he, in Munich as being an important one for him to set his stall out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, grow the belief that he belongs at the top of the game. Does a lot of things right. Does Holger, technically very sound. He's a good athlete, strong between the ears.
I was expecting her to go full, and I was like, I was expecting, yes, I was expecting a full power.
It's the key thing as well for someone like Holger, Rob, is managing the schedule now, isn't it? He's on the cusp of the top 10.
Yep.
How much does he want to play? He's obviously so hungry. You don't want to dilute that at all, but
yes,
you know,
overcomplicated that one.
You know, how many events does Holger want to play this year? Interesting, you know, it'd be interesting to talk to the team, wouldn't it, to sort of see what the optimum number would be.
Yeah, I like to describe him as a compound of menace and energy. And when you have as much energy as Rune does, you've got to be so careful that you don't overplay. You save your energy for the biggest events, the Masters 1000s, the majors. Those majors take a lot out of you if you go deep.
He's propelled himself into the conversation, hasn't he, already for the Australian Open? By dint of what he did at the end of the year. Somebody who may well contend.
Just a reminder of who he beats en route to that title in Bercy: Wawrinka, Hurkacz, Rublev, Alcaraz, that was a retirement, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and then of course Novak Djokovic, 7-5 in the third.
I mean, is that in the conversation as the single best Masters week? One of them, isn't it, surely, in recent times, in terms of the level of opposition he's beaten there?
Yeah, in recent times, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember in Canada when Novak was a youngster, beating Roddick, Nadal and Federer.
What about Tsonga's week in Canada that year? Remember that?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
David Nalbandian went back to back, didn't he? Madrid and Paris. I think we said he beat 7 of the 8 players that were in the tour finals that year within those 2 weeks, and he didn't qualify himself. I think the only one he didn't beat, if memory serves, was Andy Roddick, who didn't play either of those events.
Masters 1000. The intensity of the battle at that level in terms of coming back day after day. Often talk about it, don't we? Just how tough it is to win those weeks.
Oh, that's not bad. How's that for some raw athleticism? Saw him stretching 2 days ago in the gym with Lars, and could not believe how flexible he was. It was stretching him like a gymnast, aggressive. Don't mess with that forehand. Sensational from Sania. I mean, Holger's posted some big forehands on his Instagram. I think it was bigger than all of them, Nick.
Yeah, definitely. Raising the stakes there. Had some injuries, isn't she, Sania, this year? Lucy Herdeka, quite a bit of this season, but ended the season early due to the injuries.
Yeah, it wasn't convincing. If you are going to cross, you've got to be totally committed to the cause, and if you're not, you pay the price. Okay, Mirza with a lot more pressure on her serve now than what she had at 40-15.
That was convincing, though. Learns his lesson quickly.
Kites lead by 3 games to love.
And it's been a fast start from the Kites here.
Okay,
Keeping
we're
what
in
we've seen
party
from them this
mode.
week.
Standing on your feet, clap your hands. We got giveaways. Let's see if there's some death moves. Come on. You're on the screen. Gives away. Let's see you. If you're on the screen, shows your moves. Let's have a look here. Come on. Some noise for the Falcons.
Well, I think the return of serve has just taken Novak out.
Come on. Check your beat.
You hit your legs now.
Oh, that's fake news, that.
I'm sure Tom Daly could have pulled off a dive that good, Robbie.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Just to try and set this, give themselves a platform in this opening set. Based in Dubai, of course, is Paula. For the Harlem Globetrotters finish there, did Dimitrov. For the first time tonight. It's not happening for him. Didn't have a whole lot of time, in truth. They're up and running. And they've opened their account of the Falcons this evening.
On Betancourt, who's the boyfriend of Paula Badosa.
Wasn't going to fall for that one. There's the Indian.
30.
Just ranked out of the top 20 right now. So a love hold. Rune Mirza in charge early stages.
Time.
So sizable advantage here, early stages for the Kites. Crowd has swelled in the last hour, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, I think that might have something to do with the presence of Novak Djokovic and Iga Swiatek. Oh, how about that?
It was a flamethrower, wasn't it? Brutal strike.
Oh, gentle pickup, soft hands, but Mirza, it's not her first rodeo. Sania Mirza electrifying the locals. Oh, how about that?
30-14.
It's just a wrecking ball. As big as your forehand is, Holger, let me show you my backhand.
Giving him the run around. Good volley from Dimitrov. Didn't have so important, he kept the depth on it.
Holger's mum.
Game Falcons. Price lead for games to 2.
And Grigor's mum and dad.
See the difference, can't you? We talked about it with Badosa the other day in terms of the movement. It's not quite as sharp. Once that serves wide, you've got to cover a little bit more of the middle, haven't you? Suddenly there's a big gap.
Yep. Oh, sharpish again. It's come to play. Good energy.
Don't think there's many days he doesn't come to play, Rob, are there right now?
Too true.
40-15.
Yeah, Mirza again all over it.
Well,
this is quite the combination.
Nice lead by
These two are
5
proving
gives
so
the
far. 5-2 there in front.
Love 15. $30-15. Left. 7. $30-14.
Set points here. It's been a fairly one-sided contest so far.
Characteristic Mirza. So, woman to woman as far as the deciding point is concerned in the mixed doubles. Badosa to Mirza.
Game and set, kites.
far side.
That was
By 6 games to 2.
from Kites, who will take the first, 6-2.
And by our calculations, the fact that the Kites have won that opening set so convincingly, it means that the Hawks are through to tomorrow's final. And the Falcons now cannot make it to the big dance, as I like to call it. So it's all about accumulating enough points now for the Kites for them to surpass the Eagles and then join the Hawks in the final. And they're off to the best possible start. Just 7 more games and they will be done and dusted. 6 to tie, 7 to make sure it is 100% secure. Not a whole lot for Peter Wessels to say to his team. They were outstanding. That's a nice bit of artistry.
Salanui alongside Novak Djokovic, who will be seeing the Serbian in singles tonight. Look forward to that. We'll be playing Sebastian Offner, the Austrian. Relentless right now, isn't it? Come out here, such a level of aggression, taking it to the opposition, just not allowed them to settle at all. He's missed one by a whole lot.
14.